Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It is exactly 9:22. Welcome back. News and views on Salah Media. And next, we're going to talk about something which I truly battle with. And that, of course, is yoga and breath work. I guess if I get it right, I will be the perfect picture of health. We're joined by Hajira, founder of the Breath Revolution, and she's here to share something very important with us. Hajira, assalamu alaikum, welcome to the program.
Wa alaikum salam, and thank you so much for having me.
Just correct me, is your surname Didat or Dinat, with an N or an R?
With an N or an R?
It's neither, it's with a D, D-I-D-A-T, Didat.
Oh, Didat, of course. I think I know you. All right. Please, you are the founder of the Breath Revolution, and you're doing something amazing. Talk to us quickly about what this Breath Revolution is all about, and why have you decided to tie it in with activism?
So, simply put, in maybe one line, I believe that when your breath, your body, your faith, and your consumption are all aligned, then you can honestly meet yourself and the world that we live in. Because once you understand all of those things, you understand the world we live in, you understand yourself, everything changes. Your life changes, and the way you live changes, and the way you interact with the world changes. And so basically that's just it. And it all starts with your breath.
Okay, so if people want to become part of this breathwork circle, and also obviously want to make a difference to a very noble cause, how do they go about it? And you're going to tell us about the noble cause and why you've decided to support this cause in particular.
So all of my life, I've been aware of the Palestinian struggle, like most of us have. And, it's become worse and more intense. And in the last 2 years, it's become unimaginable difficult to accept that we live in a reality like this. And I think a lot of people struggle with that. And so at the same time in my life, I was going through a thyroid problem, dealing with stresses in my life. And I learned that, when you go through struggle, you kind of understand what other people who are struggling feel like. And a big connector there as well is your breath, because tying it all together, when you have control of your breath, you have control of yourself. And you become more powerful, and you hold a different space in the world. When you are afraid and you retract your breath and you live in fear, you live in a different world altogether. And your breath is kind of the releasing factor. It's the thing that enables you to wake up to yourself, your personal power, and then that whole connection with the world around you. It's a powerful thing, because when you can actually feel that connection and you can feel what others are feeling and you can understand that, you can actually make a difference, like really sincerely. And it doesn't become about gaining anything. It simply becomes about making a difference and changing the world.
I've just realized that breathing is really our life-giving force. We're blessed with breathing by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And yet, somewhere along the line of life's journey, we forget how to breathe correctly. And I should imagine because of that, a lot of us suffer lots of physical ailments, illnesses, etc. I should also imagine once we ace the power of breathing or breath work, we could reclaim a lot of we could dispel a lot of our health issues.
Absolutely. I mean, in our faith, as you know, our bodies were enlivened by our breath. And then when we were born, the first thing we did was take a breath. That first breath is vital. When it doesn't happen, that baby is unfortunately not going to be with us. So the first thing we do is breathe. The last thing you do is breathe, because you can, not have water, not have food, and still survive a little bit. But without your breath, you are done. Your breath is absolutely your everything. And contained with your breath is our Creator's light. we believe that, we know that, and amongst other faiths, it's pretty similar. And so that breath is vital to everything that we do. The way we breathe changes how we feel. If you're upset, you start taking awareness of your breath and calming your body down, because your breath regulates your nervous system. And when your breath is calm, your nervous system is calm. When your breath isn't, your nervous system switches on and you change the way you feel, and then everything around you changes, of course, because either you become angry or...
And Allah tells us in the Holy Quran that I have breathed my spirit into you. Alhamdulillah. So breath is in fact spiritual, it's sacred, it's the actual life force. Having said all of that, so tell us about the Solidarity Gathering and Breathwork Circle.
So also at the same time, I believe that it's the breath that connects us to our Creator, and it's our breath that connects us to everybody else and everything else that exists on the earth. I mean, the earth even has a heartbeat, the Schumann's resonance, where our heartbeats are all regulated through that heartbeat coming from the earth. So we are all connected. And when one part of our organism is suffering, the rest of us need to do what is necessary to heal that part. So for us to be watching what's happening, constantly bombarded on our cell phones, and some of us feel helpless and unable to figure out a way to help, yet we want to. The simplest way to help would be, and this is what this day is all about, would be to disconnect from the system that is allowing what's happening in our world. And it's not an easy thing to do, because yes, you have to make really conscientized choices of what you buy, what you do, what you watch, what you pay for in general. It's about withdrawing yourself financially, emotionally, physically from this corporatizing world. And yes, it's not an easy thing to do, but if everybody chose one thing, imagine what a difference it would make. And people don't seem to understand that when you buy things that support this corporatizing world, or the colonial systems that support it all, your body takes on a trauma that you might not even recognize. And you're living with this trauma inside you, coming from a colonial system that is holding us all kind of hostage. Because the more they create and the more convenient they make our lives, the more we are reeled into it and afraid to leave the system. And so the biggest thing would be to take responsibility. That's key.
Alhamdulillah. So tell us about this gathering on the 4th of February. What is the intent? How long is it going to last? Are you hoping people would make a contribution to the Palestinian cause? How does this all come together?
So this is an open invitation to everyone. It's a free event. I've invited lots of other groups. I've invited, for example, people from the BDS, people from the Community with a Conscience, which is the group that I belong to, KPSG, another group in Johannesburg. As many groups of people who all stand for the same values and wanting to see the same kind of justice in the world are open to this. What I've noticed in the activism that I've done so far, because I'm pretty new to it, is sometimes when things are political, only political parties attend. When groups are religious, only religious parties attend. I would really like to see that break away, because we are all standing for one cause. It's humanity. We're fighting for our planet. We're fighting for ourselves and all the people like us in the world who are at the moment suffering. And so it shouldn't be about parties, and it shouldn't be about anything but humanity. And so that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for a gathering of all kinds of people who want to start sharing, doing things differently, because this system that's designed for colonial purposes is not going to help us break a colonial system. We need to start doing things differently. We need to start finding ways to support each other, uplift each other. And so through gathering like this, I would hope that people who are keen to see this new world starting where we can support each other and find each other and share with each other, and then slowly, hopefully, get to a space where the old world has to become redundant. Because
we're going to have to leave it there, unfortunately. That's all we've got time for. Very quickly, just remind us when and where it's happening.
It's on the 14th of February, Valentine's Day, at the Union Buildings. And if you'd like any more information, please check out our pages, The Breath Revolution by Hajira on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, and a Community with a Conscience on all of those platforms as well. Please.
Hajira, thank you so very much for being on the show. I commend you for the stance you've taken. Much success going forward. Keep well, keep safe, and Assalamu alaikum to you.
Assalamu alaikum to you. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair. Wa alaikum salam to you too. I hope to see you there.
Inshallah. Okay, and we're now going to be taking a listen to Hafiz Imran Chunara. He is, of course, a personal excellence mentor and CEO of Africa Muslims Agencies, and his fired up series today is The Challenge is We Think We Have the Time. Let's take a listen, inshallah.